Welcome to ReginaldESQ. I'm Underhook, and this is my review of the German Tier 3 light tank, the Panzer III. So, is it any good? Yes, it's a really good tank. I quite like this tank. For a Tier 3 tank, it's very good. We'll get straight into the review, and it has 240 hit points, which is about average. It weighs from 17 to 19 tonne, and has a engine power of 440 horsepower, which is a lot of horsepower. It reaches a top speed of 68 kilometers an hour, which is seriously fast, and it's one of the main features of the tank. It also has very good acceleration. Now, there are quite a few fast light tanks at Tier 3, and look, the German tanks are very, very fast. The Panzer III and the Panzer III are both actually faster than this tank, the A, but they have other drawbacks. The Panzer C is the fastest with 79 kilometers an hour, which is very fast, but its gun doesn't have a lot of penetration. The other tanks you're competing with that are fast that you will run into if you're scouting would be the Russian BT-7, which has a top speed of about 65, and the American is it the M3, I think it is, M3 Stuart, that has a top speed of about 61. So you're faster than both of those, although this thing gets to 40 very quickly, then it gets to say 50, 55, then to get from 55 to 68 takes a little bit of time. But its initial acceleration is very, very good. Enough about acceleration. Its traverse speed of 44, track traverse, is above average and quite good. The turret traverse, however, is 35 and is a little bit slow, but the turret has fairly good armor, and that's why I think the turret's a bit heavy for it. The view range is about average, and the signal range at 455 is actually quite poor for a Tier 3 light tank. So you'll find that whilst you are a very good scout, sometimes you'll have trouble radioing that information to the rest of your team. Now, the gun selection, well, let's get into the grind. I'll have a look at that. This one. So you have quite a big gun selection. There is the auto loaders. We'll have a look. This is the top auto loader gun. You could choose to use that one, and this is the one that I use. Alright, so on the left we have the Flak 38, and on the right we have the 5cm 38 L42. So the auto loader has 10 shells, 0.31 time between shells, 3.4 to completely load, which is very, very good. But it's pretty much the same as you had on the Panzer II. It only has 39 penetration, 11 damage per shell, and a 0.45 accuracy. Fantastic aiming time, 1.4. So it's pretty much the same gun that you had. And really just doesn't really have enough penetration in my opinion. This gun, though, however, is pretty darn good. You will need to get the upgraded turret to get it, though. But it is quite good. It has a rate of fire of 24, which is very good. 60 penetration, which at Tier 3 is great. Allows you to pierce any other Tier 3 tank without a problem. You do have a few problems with some Tier 4 tanks, but yeah, not too bad. Like the Matilda is very hard unless you get the right spot. DW2 can be difficult, some of those tanks, but if you decide to use Premium, which has a 96 penetration, you shouldn't have too much trouble. It does 70 damage, which is very good, and it has an accuracy of 0.48, which isn't great. Now, the accuracy for me has been terrible because my crew are all about 80% to 90% training during my games. So yeah, I'm not going to keep the tank, so I haven't bothered getting them up there. But with that sort of training, it really does affect the accuracy quite a bit, so I'm sure that would be better. The 2.3 aiming time feels quite slow, and does make it difficult, and you kind of do have to expose yourself for a little bit longer than you'd like to get your shots off. But also, that's probably, my aiming time's probably been extended a little bit by the poor training of my crew, so I've got to take that with a grain of salt. It probably wouldn't be too bad with a fully trained crew. Okay, the turret is a very interesting upgrade. The standard turret has, I'll get them both up. The standard turret has 14 armor all round, which is not much at all, of course, and it has a 44 traverse speed and a 320 view range, and only weighs 800 kilograms. once you put the new turret on, which has 30 all around in armor, it slows the traverse down a lot from 44 to 35. I think simply because of the weight, because the weight goes from 800 to 2,200 kilograms, which is a huge increase. So that really slows the traverse down. But the view range is the same. So you're kind of getting some positives in that you're getting more armor, but you're losing traverse speed, and actually slows the speed of the tank down quite a bit. And you will find what was a fast tank becomes a slow tank until you upgrade the engines. Once you upgrade, because basically I had the first engine, I switched the turret and the tank slowed right down. Once I got the main engine on, it kind of sped up to like it was with that light turret on originally. So if you wanted to have a bit of fun and keep that original turret and then use a lighter gun, you'd probably be incredibly fast with the top engine and the original turret. I haven't tried it, but I imagine it would go very, very fast indeed. Accelerate very well. However, you wouldn't be able to use this gun, and it has great pen, so you know I probably wouldn't do it. The tracks are a worthwhile upgrade. I'll take your track traverse from 40 to 44, which is necessary. Is a good addition on this tank. I mean, sorry, it's not necessary, but it's a good addition. Alright, so let's then have a look at some of the other details of the tank. I will go into the armor in more detail in Tank Inspector, but suffice to say the hull armor is ratchet, but the turret is not too bad. And surprisingly, the cupola is very, very tough. The toughest part of the tank is the cupola. So that's good when you're working on hills. Now, one thing about the gun depression on this tank is listed as 8 degrees for all of the guns except this top gun. It's listed as 10 degrees at Wiki Tanks or World of Tanks Wiki. Now, personally, I dispute that. To me, it feels like it's 8 degrees. It doesn't feel like 10 degrees of gun depression. It might be maybe because the turret's not towards the front of the tank, it's sort of well back in the middle. That could be why it feels that way. Maybe it is 10 and just feels like 8, but it really does feel like 8, doesn't feel like 10. Has 20 degrees of elevation, which is very good. And the camouflage in this tank is very good. It's right up there. It's not the top camouflaging tank, but it still is very good camouflage. So yeah, you've got a tank here which has very good camouflage. It maintains its camouflage while moving. Not all the light tanks do, but a lot of them do. This one does maintain its full camouflage while moving. So it's a very good scouting tank because it's very fast, has very good camouflage, and has a punchy gun. So you've got good penetration, good damage, good camouflage, good speed, acceleration, and pretty good maneuverability as well. Although at speed, its suspension isn't great, so the maneuverability does suffer a little bit. You just can't afford to get shot in the hull because the hull is very weak. The turret is not bad. You'll bounce the occasional shot off your turret. Not a bad hill fighter, but not great, like I say, because of the reasons I spoke about, the position of the turret and gun depression. But the speed allows you to pop up in spots where people are not expecting you to pop up in, get a couple of shots off, and then move away. The accuracy of this gun isn't great, but you are, because of your speed, like I said, able to maneuver around and get shots into the back of people and things like that, and then just move away again. So it's sort of, you can get away with the lack of armor. I really enjoyed this tank, really good tank, and I would. It's probably not a great beginner's tank because of the lack of armor, but it's great for a semi-experienced player, average player, or a really good player would probably, you know, kick butt in this tank. Alright, let's get into Tank Inspector and then we'll get into some gameplay. Okay, so here we are in Tank Inspector. It's a bit hard to tell if it has the stock turret or not because they're actually quite similar looking. This is the upgraded turret, but the other one looks quite similar. But the other one has virtually no armor. So the standard turret has very, very poor armor, but the upgraded turret's a little bit better. Now, let's have a look anyway at the hull. We have very poor armor at the front. As you can see, it's only 15 millimeters thick, although it's coming up as the equivalent 14, so actually it must be 14 millimeters thick. Then we've got some other weaker spots, like it's 10 mils of machine gun port, but I mean, obviously you don't need to aim at it. Anyone can penetrate this. There's thicker sections of 25 here and here, well, I think those little toe hooks are, so don't shoot at those. But other than that, you can penetrate the hull very easily. The side is the same, only 14 mils, and the rear, we're 14 here, and up here we're 10 mils, so no problems at all penetrating the hull. The upgraded turret, the standard turret only has the same, it's about 14 all around, so just as easy as the hull, but the upgraded turret is a bit better. It has a armor value, if we look here, of 30 millimeters, and it's 30 on the side, and it's 30 on the back, which is very, well, it's not great, but it's better. The little hatches, though, are a little bit worse. They're 25 mil. And now the mantlet is a bit patchy. On the edges here, we've got obviously space, so the mantlet passes over the top of the turret underneath, and we've got 25 mils over 30 mils, which is 55, which is fantastic. But when we move into the middle section here, we can see that it's just the mantlet and there's nothing else behind it, and so it's only the 25 mils of the mantlet. So shooting close to the gun on the side will be your easiest if you've only got the top of this tank exposed, but not near the side. So if you've got an accurate gun and one of these guys is you know, just popping over a hill to take a shot at you, you can shoot near the gun but not too close to the gun, so around about here. The other thing is the cupola is very tough. Look at the cupola is 50 mils thick. It's the thickest part. So the turret's only 30, but the cupola's 50. The very top of the cupola, though, there, that top little section is only 25. So if you can get it in that little top section, you're right. But it's going to be pretty hard to pick and choose. But the other part is a respectable 50. So going hull down in this tank, I think a lot of people would try and shoot you in the cupola, and they're going to get shocked when it bounces. So it's quite a bit of a tricky tank, this one. Yeah, I really like that about the tank, having that cupola like that. Very good. So yeah, you will bounce some shots with your turret and your cupola, but you won't bounce any with your hull. That said, it's you're not going to be relying on the armor of your turret either. You really rely on this tank on your maneuverability. Take some shots and then just move, go somewhere else and pop up in an unexpected place and get some more shots off. Okay, let's get into the gameplay.
Time to roll out.
Alright, the map is Mines. It's a tier 3 game. Just over half the tanks are tier 3, and there are a bunch of tier 2 tanks in it as well. Now, this tank, even though the tank's going quite quick, I have actually still got the stock engine. So it goes pretty quick downhill, but it does lack a little bit in acceleration. So just bear in mind it's a stock engine. Also bear in mind my crew is about 83%. So it won't be going as good as it could. I was going to try and make it up the hill, but the enemy gets there first, and usually they do from that side. That side's the side to get up. We managed to hit that Panzer 1C, and as I said, that is probably the fastest tier 3 tank out there. So he gets to get on the hill first, but his armor isn't great, and we managed to nail him. So a little bit unusual, there are so many tanks going for the hill at this tier. A lot of people are inexperienced at this tier and don't realise how important the hill is, and sometimes you only get a couple of tanks going there. But okay, medium 3 British tank. From recollection, not very good armour, but a great gun. Accuracy isn't great, so I'm aiming with the turret in the shot so that if my shot goes wild, like high, it'll still hit.
They're knocked out.
And we managed to take care of him. I don't think he could even see us at all, so our camouflage working really well there, even while we were firing. Getting hit by that Pz.Kpfw.III, but we managed to take him out. He did penetrate us a couple of times. Actually, we might just have a look and see if we can see where he penetrated us, because his gun won't have a lot of penetration. Did he get us in the side or the turret? Okay, he got us one there through the mantlet, and then one there through the very top of the cupola. Remember we said the cupola was really tough, but the top was weak? He managed to get one in the top, and one through probably that part of the man that must be just have missed where it overlays the armor, so it was 25 mils. He was very lucky with those pins, but we probably bounced quite a few shots that didn't hit those spots, I would assume. So just trying to get another shot at the side there. Now that other tank kept moving, so I'm just going to go to the bushes here, keeping a bit of a watch behind me, make sure the enemy's not coming. Now my binoculars and camouflage net have just kicked in, and I'm a little surprised I haven't seen this guy yet. I thought he was going to keep pushing forward. Now we've just had another tank which has just spotted him for us. The Marder has a great gun.
Enemy armor is destroyed.
Okay, that's good to get rid of him. Okay, we're winning this game fairly well now, 11-8. So, if I'd been paying attention, I would have realised now I just pushed up straight away because it's getting close to mop-up time. We've just killed another one of their 10. No, yeah, it's 11-8 still. They've just lost another one now. There you go. So now it's 12-8. So it's just mop-up time now. Time to move in. I'm probably being a little bit too cautious here. Oh, we've spotted a T-18. So let's see how we go. This T-18's got pretty good armour. It's only a tier 2. But let's see how we go against it. Okay. I'll put that accuracy down to my poor crew. And probably not the gun. Since it's nearly the end of the game, I figure there can't be too many other tanks left that can shoot me on the way out here, so I just decide to go for it. It's not going to cost us the game if I get killed, so that was a good pen. Now his turn to face us, aim for his upper plate, and we hit, well, looks like we hit it, went straight through. Now there's a Marder 2 there. Now their gun is very good. I don't want to get hit, so I'm moving behind this rock to cover my approach, because he would do good damage to me and he's got good penetration. He's getting hit. I'm being a little cautious because I'm thinking he knows I'm here, and I'm just thinking he's got his gun pointed at me. But having a look now where other guys are shooting at him, I think actually his side is to me, so I'm too late. Okay, so now I'm just moving towards this area just to see if the last tank is around here somewhere. There he is. I thought he was actually going to be on the hill, but Panzer 38T, we get a shot in. We've got 5 kills. This will be our top gun. Oh, somebody else gets it. Darn it! No top gun. So that was a pretty good game. It was enough for our class 1 badge in this tank. Good looking screen, 5 kills. Yeah, quite good. Next screen. And we finished on top for experience and damage. Did more damage than anyone on either side, which is kind of good. And next screen, and we fired 15 shots, 13 of those were direct hits, so considering the crew's not very well trained, that's a really good result. Of those 13 hits, 13 of them penetrated, which is a fantastic result. Very good gun, this, very good gun. Damage is 699, which is fantastic for tier 3. Hits received 5, 3 penetrations, 2 non-penetrations. They're probably both from that Panzer with the rapid fire gun. They probably bounced some off our tank. And hits received, sorry, potential damage 89. Okay, we damaged 6 tanks, destroyed 5, and did a little bit of assistance damage. A bit unlucky not to get that top gun. Oh well. And look, we made pretty good profit. Actually, the ammunition's quite cheap. So even though it was 17,230 for the game, we made 16,584 profit. So very profitable little tank. And we did 685 raw experience, which was enough to give us first class mastery.
Move out.
One more game for you. This game is a good one because it's a tier 4 game. So a little over half the tanks are tier 4, the rest are tier 3. The enemy have a couple of artillery, which shouldn't worry us too much because we're pretty fast. As you can see now, I have the top engine. The tank really moves. We're going sort of over undulating terrain here, and we're in the 50s, 58 here. So, you know, it sort of goes well. And so this is with the top turret as well, so it's got the heavy turret on. Okay, so as you can see there, an M3 Stuart. So here's a tier 4 tank. I missed there badly, but we get hit in there. Back away, he fires at it badly. He actually missed me there unbelievably. I've got a feeling this guy might have had bad ping, or suffering a bit of lag, because the first shot I could kind of understand, but that second one he wasn't even aiming at me when he fired. So he might have been suffering a bit of lag. Like, I know myself, I get some really bad lag playing. The server's in Singapore and I'm in Australia, and it's a long way away, and I have some terrible games with lag. So that could have been the case for him too. So using the speed here, instead of going round, I go up and over to get a shot down onto the tank and coming from an unsuspecting angle. So I penetrate the back of his turret. using standard ammo, I'm now having trouble. So the DW2 has... Oh, I just hit my own tank there. The DW2 has 50mm all around. All around on the hull and all around on the turret. Except the top deck of the back, of the rear. But I'm having trouble aiming at that. So I've now switched to premium ammunition. We've tracked him that one. And we're finally getting with premium ammunition. So... there you go. So 50 mils of armor all around, which was angled to me most of the time. So you're probably looking at around about 60, but this gun has 60 and couldn't get through. T46 is a different matter. Penetrating with standard ammo, okay. And the accuracy was quite good that time. So I think it is probably my cruise just affecting the accuracy a little bit. Now here we see the gun depression limitations. I can't get my gun down onto this M3, so I decided to angle my tank a little bit more. So I can try and get up here and get a shot and still have a retreat angle.
That one didn't go through.
Bounced. Now we're going in. Now he gets one into me. I decide to stay and get another shot before I back away. And I think it tracked him, and then someone else got the kill. So we should have got a few points for that anyway. As you can see, accelerates really well. We'll go straight up to 50 kilometers an hour again now. And we're sort of zipping around here. So I can come up in a place where no one will expect me. As it turns out, I didn't need to because the other guys took care of the other couple of tanks. Struggling a little bit up there, but it was a very steep hill. I decide now to head straight over the train tracks because I figure they've got one arty left, and I would guess that that's where he is. And I want to try and surprise him. And there he's been spotted. Now I'm a little bit nervous because I look here and he's pointing at me. So I'm quite worried. So I slow down. I don't really fully aim and the shot goes nowhere. Now I'm aiming. That was terrible. I flinched just before I shot. And that one missed. Oh dear. That whole section just sucked. He was moving, and I should have thought to myself, gee, he's moving. He's got a really long aim time. I should have just stopped as soon as I saw that he was moving, taken my time, let it fully aim, and then got one into him. And even here, I don't get there in time. That sucked. Oh well. So here we are now, using the speed to try and get into a position where we can have a shot at one of these tanks. I want to get this T70 here. Now I don't have much armor, so I don't want to get exposed, so I'm going to use this bush here for a bit of cover and just try and shoot at him from there. And I'm a bit too late. Someone else has got him. I'm just sitting here for a second until my binoculars activate to make sure there's no one out there that's going to shoot me. They activate, don't see anyone, so now I take off, make my way across. We are capturing the base with almost 80%. So now I don't care if anyone's around. I'm just going to zoom across because if I get killed, we're still going to win. He gets the Valentine. Damn it! Give me something to shoot at. They've only got 2 tanks left, and we have 5 left. So pretty sure we're going to win. And I've spotted a Valentine. And looks like he's in our cap, or he's very close to it. I'm waiting for my gun to aim, but I can't see him properly, and now I see why. It's because he's behind. He's using a dead tank.
Ricochet.
Amazingly, we hit him with that shot, but it ricochets off his turret. He thinks better of coming out.
Ricochet.
Wow, that's like a sniper rifle. I can't believe we hit him. But unfortunately didn't do any damage, so I decided to move and try and take a position just behind this rock here and just sneak out and get a shot at him at a bit of angle.
We're dead for. Everyone get out.
Unfortunately, the Valentine takes a fantastic shot and nails me. And I've typed in good shot there, it was a good shot. And anyway, we end up winning 3 tanks to 1, he gets killed. Okay, so we won that game. It seems with the 8.11 update that you get the class mastery badge every time It's just like a every game achievement now. If you get it, they get the badge again rather than just getting it once the first time you reach it. Not sure I really like that. I kind of liked it the old way, so you knew if you had achieved it or not. Now you just keep getting it. Anyway, so it was first class mastery again, that one. Yeah, next screen. Okay, so we finished on top for experience. Only just the Lux on the other side did pretty well because he managed to get an award which got him the higher experience level. Excuse me. And did we finish on top for damage? Now it looks like the Panzer 3 underneath us there did better. He's a Panzer 3 what? Anyway, he did a little bit better than us, got a few more points. Anyway, so we did pretty good. Next screen. And we fired 29 shots, of which 22 were direct hits, so that was pretty good. 15 penetration, so bounced a fair few shots off that DW2. Ended up needing, I think we penetrated him once with standard ammo, which I think got the top deck of the rear because it was slightly elevated. I had trouble hitting it again, but had to use premium ammo and then we penetrated him with that. But other than that, the angled 50 mils all round was a bit too much for me. Hits received 3, they all penetrated, so that's not great, but it's just how it is with this tank. We spotted 1, we damaged 4, destroyed 1. We did some spotting damage as well, and yeah, very good profit in this tank, although using the premium ammunition did cost us a fair bit, but we still would have made a profit. But with the promotion it's going at the moment, it made a bit of extra cash as well. And 641 is 644 is apparently enough to get first class, and yeah, we got some bonuses as well. Okay, good games. Thank you for watching my review of the Panzer III. If you liked it, then give it a thumbs up, and if you'd like to see some more videos, please subscribe to ReginaldESQ. While you're driving out there, have lots of fun.